Hey everybody, Fishman here. Welcome to another video. This is Fisher Blog number 185. And please excuse all the extra food that's in this tank, but I was trying to tempt her, get her to spit out her babies, as you can see here, and have a good meal. Funny thing is she wasn't necessarily hanging onto the fry too long. As you can see, they have yolk sacs, but she just simply had a very large mouthful, and it just seemed like she was keeping them longer than they should have, but all's fine. She spit them out, had a big meal, and then went back to picking them up. This Haut-Bourgeois female, on the other hand, was probably going a little bit longer than she should have. Some of the fry are a little skinny, but now she's let them out. I think it was not actually this time, but I think the next morning I took her out of there, put her back in her tank, gave her, well, like I said, fed her at least twice during the time that she had them out. She wasn't trying to eat the fry or anything, but it's always a good idea to separate them just in case. So here they are. This is the next day, and you can see they're not fat. They're not overly skinny, but they're now being fed on my standard mix of flake, ground up fine, of course, and brine shrimp. So they'll fatten up pretty fast. I mean, even at this size, you can see they have nice color and they're really quite cute. And again, like I said, this is the next day, and well, they still have some yolk sac left, but most of it's been absorbed now. And I think a little later on in the day here, I fished her out as well. I mean, like I said, you can take a bit of chances with these things, but sometimes, I mean, they can't end up eating the fry. I've never really had that happen, except with the odd, rogue female or really young female. But she's very experienced, and there wasn't any issues whatsoever. She's a very good mom. And the nice thing about this sort of way of raising them is they imprint really well this way. You end up with the adults that come out of this eventually will also hold really well. It's part of the imprinting and conditioning process, and I always like to leave them with their mom as long as possible. So this is the filter I put together with that little bit of hornwort, and I've been trying to figure out whether or not it is growing. I don't want to take it out just yet. I thought about it, but I want to leave it a little bit longer. It's not dying. There aren't any needles coming out, so that is all that really matters. Anyway, like I said, it's doing well, which is not necessarily what I expected, because last time I tried this with a much larger container, it all just ended up dying off. So as you can see, I'm showing you clips, little bits and glimpses at least, of the surface of these tanks. It is a bit premature yet to say that I've won the war on duckweed, but so far it's getting rarer and rarer that I see the odd little bit of it here and there. I don't think I've seen any in these tanks now for over a week. Again, like I said, it's a little early yet. We will keep track of this, keep an eye on it, and I really am happy if it is gone finally. As you can see, this was the tank that I was going to put in the white clouds, but the gardener I noticed as I was cleaning out the tanks on the other side of the fish room, they're getting a little old. They don't live overly long, and I was kind of concerned that I may end up losing the line. So I put a trio in here, a nice male and two females, and I'm going to leave them in there until I get some fry. I'm going to show you these two tanks a couple of times. So what I want to do is prune these back. There's way too much stuff in both of them. Funny thing about the one on the right is there were, at least one batch of fry in there that ended up disturbing by pulling out all that Java moss. Managed to catch them, so that was good. I put them in another tank. I want to show you this because, as you see, the fry are now fingerlings really more than anything else, and Mom's not too happy that they're around. Mom and Dad are in the back there trying to, I think, make generation number next, whatever it is going to be called, and they are, trying to clear out the territory. And as you can see, there is one OB zebra that got jumped over into this aquarium. The funny thing about fish jumping in my fish room is rare that it's on the floor, but I get fish jumping from fish tank to fish tank fairly often, which is just one of those bizarre things. Sorry about a bit of a jumpiness there, but being lazy, I did not move the, there's a mobile desk I have that I built a while back. and I use it to move around and store stuff on, and it's just in the way, and it didn't bother moving it. I just went around it, sort of. So this is that same group of OB zebra fry that, like I said, I moved her out, and I also took out all the plants because it was there was too much tannic acids in here, and I did a big water change, and they're all in there. They're just hiding behind the filter. I find mouth-rooting cichlids, when they first come out, get a little agoraphobic. They're not used to being out in all the open spaces. These guys are now over that, and as another day has gone by, as you see, they are now fattening up. And yeah, Borley are a lovely fry, a lovely fish in general. I do recommend them to anybody who has the space for them. They do require a fair amount. So I have pruned this back. As you can see, this colony is doing really well. I keep saying it, and I still mean to. I need to split it up. I want to get more of these because it's a lovely group. These are obviously just gold guppies. You can see there's the odd different one in here. I'm going to try and focus on one or two of them. It is really difficult when they're this active. I do want to, again, split this up. There are a bunch of, undesirables in here. There are definitely a bunch of culls, so I want to separate them. There's a ton of fish in that tank, so I need to, first off, divide it for those reasons. And secondly, I would like to, like I said, do a little bit of culling in there and, not quite selective breed, but at least keep the nicer ones for breeding purposes. So the first time I showed you these guys, I had just added them in, so I wanted to give you another quick look at them. Gardner are a lovely fish. Unfortunately, I just have no use for them. I've tried keeping them with other fish. Guppies, they just snack on them. I tried them with zebra danios, and they ended up chewing the tails off the zebra danios, and they didn't do very well after that, obviously. And anyway, I just have, unfortunately, just a fish I like, and I'll end up keeping them. No duckweed in here, and these guys are doing quite well. I need to, I think, use this tank a little bit better than I am currently. There's not a lot of space. They do have, babies, of course, and everything, but I want to do a bit more of that. Give them something, like I said, use the space more. I'm going to end up with this clip here for this tank. It has unfortunately become a dumping station again. Those are the white clouds in the back there. I need to get this cleaned out again. And I am in the process, as you know, of reorganizing basically the entire fish room. So in time, I will get this all cleaned up and start breeding the white clouds. Hopefully sometime in the next couple of weeks. I definitely want to have the entire fish room up and running and clean. For a video, for a fish room vlog, I should say 200, because that's my goal at the moment. So that does give me a limited number of weeks to do this, because we're at 185 now. So, and one of the things I'm changing here is I've decided not to bother raising Daphne anymore, because it does well, crashes, does well, crashes. I am switching this over to almost purely keeping Paramecia, which is a really good first fry. And then I have, of course, all sorts of other stuff for as they get bigger, including baby brine shrimp. So there you go. That's pretty much what happened in the fish room this week. Thank you very much for watching. Leave comments. Let me know what you think about all this. And I will see you in the next video. And bye for now.